Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Hi. Hi, Soul Fam. You're confused. I see you. You're tired. I see you. You are breaking the mold. You are stepping out of the box. You're choosing you. And it feels like an apocalypse is happening. Today's message is already beautiful. And your angels want you to know that whatever comes knocking at your door, they're there to help you. They will help you deal with it. And the energy that I'm showing up with today is very discombobulated. Again, confused, lonely. It's like that moment of, we're going to talk about the castle, but this moment of, okay, you've been asleep to your dreams in the castle. You're surrounded by maybe like royalty and this allure for like fantasy and riches and all of that beauty. And it's been easy to fall asleep. We fell asleep. Everything we need is provided for materially. So we're like, okay, I'm ready to get out of the confines of my family constructs, my conditioned constructs. And wow, there's like hardcore rock and roll playing downstairs. Yeah, it's that like, yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's like break out of here. Let's break free. We're going to do the damn thing. I'm sovereign. And then we leave the castle and we're like at the moat. And then you see this mountain and you want to get to the peak and you want to get to the other side and you want to go to the valley. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of work to be the Starborn. And maybe there's some angst of like when we see the truth, feeling like all of our past perspectives have been dismantled and trying to find that way forward. Like, okay, how do I even get across this damn moat? You know, like we just think of that moment when we leave the castle and all is free. We're free. If I can just have this, then I'll be free. And then we do it and we taste that freedom and then there's always more. Right? It's like climbing that mountain and then there's another mountain and another mountain. And I'm feeling that like, oh, there's another mountain. And like, oh, the grief, because although I wanted to leave this castle, it's my whole life. My whole childhood is at this castle. Like, all I know is eating dinner with my family and my friends that I've been connected with my whole life. That's all I know. Yeah. So, okay, let me read you this apocalypse card and then we're going to get into it. Apocalypsis, okay? So apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. So polarity that we've been talking about. We can be happy and sad at the same time. Grief is joy and sadness in the same breath. Yes, I'm leaving. I'm free. And, oh, that hurts. Because even if that castle, that construct that you were living in was tormenting you, your best friend still lives in that castle. You know, all the people that took care of you and helped you, like they're still in that castle. It's giving me this vibe of like really that breaking out of those family dynamic molds and the expectations that your family has put on you. Choosing your own way of life. And almost like thinking everyone's gonna come with me. Like, everyone, guys, don't you want to be free? Don't you want to like leave this castle? Think a castle is built to defend and keep things out. And you're like, let's open our hearts. Let's live with love. Let's feel it all, even if that includes emotions that were deemed ugly or bad. They're not. They're all there. They're all beautiful, and they're all purposeful. So yeah, the polarity, the joy and sadness in the same breath of, yes, I'm moving on, and there's aspects that I'm going to miss that I can't necessarily bring with me. Or I can, it's just going to be in my heart, proprioceptively, like that best friend that's choosing to stay. It doesn't mean that you can't connect with them in your heart space and telepathically through the soul and the mind. They're just as alive there as they are in real life. It's just the physicality of it all is very sad. Like, not having that physical closeness can feel heartbreaking. But knowing that you're choosing yourself and that you're honoring what you need is also beautiful and exciting. So right now we are in, okay, here we go. So the veil has lifted, which means like you can see things clearly. You're like, oh my gosh, that perspective was keeping me in this energy, or, you know, XYZ. So lifting the veil, truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed. No matter how relieving it is to witness them come into the light, an element of despair and grief follows. Okay, so when I was saying that, I saw someone going through someone's phone and seeing something that confirmed something that they already knew. Okay, I'll get more specific. So you are going to pick up your partner's phone because you're like, something doesn't feel right. I think they might be talking to this person or doing this or doing that. And so there's that moment of like, I know this and I'm going to breach their privacy to confirm what I already know. Because there's that piece that like won't let us accept it yet. And then when we see it, there's the physical validation, the physicality that we're talking about. And we're going, oh, like what a relief to know that I am, what I'm feeling is true. And what a bummer. What a bummer, because that means XYZ. That means this relationship is over, or this relationship needs to have a discussion, or this relationship has been hurting me. And so there's that realization, right? Okay. And then there's the whole, like that second part of the regeneration. Confirmation burp. I'm so sorry. That, you know, for whoever I'm speaking to who's experienced that, it's like such a ucky feeling in the gut. I've done that too. And it's like, I'm going to have to do something about this. I have to do something about this. I can't like ignore it now. I can't pretend that it doesn't exist. I've witnessed it. So then the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth, I feel like that's where we're at right now. We're in the wreckage. We're sorting through things. And that's where, like, okay, when people say like, the universe will test you, God's going to test you, make sure you're ready for the test. Like, I don't believe that there's tests in God's schoolhouse. Unless you want tests. Unless you want tests. Because again, your God self gets to make the rules. So if you want tests, by all means, ask for them. I do not like tests. I have test anxiety. I like to just trust myself and know that I'm going in the right direction. So when something comes up and it feels like a test, it's really just your spirit guides and angels going through the wreckage with you and being like, what are we doing with this? Okay, tossing it. What are we doing with this? Okay, donate. What are we doing with this? Okay, box to be processed. What are we doing with this? Like, they're just there bringing things up, going, hey, what are we doing with this? Because we're moving forward. So what do we want to bring? Because our suitcase is only so big, we got to put some shit into storage, okay? But we're going to get going. We're going somewhere. And that's that going. Okay, so back into this apocalypse, because I'm seeing this. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. This energy is similar to that of a forest fire, which is, wow, everything that has been happening. Devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold to your center. That is the only way. So it's like amongst all of this, I'm seeing, okay, back in the wreckage, are we keeping this? What are we doing this? It's that initial intuitive boom. Like, okay, we got to just make decisions. We got to make decisions. And we're feeling like when we make that many decisions, it's actually really chaotic, and it can definitely put us into that more masculine decision-making mode, combined with the feminine flow, which, okay, recently I just had a conversation with a friend about the feminine flow, and everything that I've been reading about it is like this feminine flow, and it's so beautiful and stable. And then I recently come across somebody, David Deida, his name is Deida, recommended by this friend, Bridget, shout out, I love you. And she was like, actually, women's emotions change like the weather, and instead of this like flow or like the waves crashing into the side of the mountain, like we are chaos. The feminine flow is chaotic. It's feeling everything we need to feel. One moment we could feel this, and the next moment we could feel that, and having a masculine to like contain that and see that and be responsive to that is the present masculine. So like if that dynamic is balanced within us, it's allowing our chaotic emotions, because chaos is change. Chaos equals change. Say it with me now. Chaos is change. Yes. Okay, so when we're changing, when we're feeling the chaos, there's movement, there's flow, and it's all over the place because we are dynamic, multidimensional human beings. And then there's that, okay, let's direct this, that masculine coming into play and going, what do we want to do with this? Where is this guiding us? Like, woo, all this emotion. Okay, cool. That's bringing up this to be witnessed. Let's do the witnessing. Doing the witnessing is the masculine piece. And then there's like the recharge of even just feeling can be really recharging. Going, I'm just going to allow myself to feel that today. And it doesn't mean I'm not spiritual because my emotions aren't. Because if we only experienced peace ever, like, hallelujah, that's amazing. And we're not human. You're not doing human things then. You're just like hanging out in the ethers all day long. And I don't know about you, but I came here to experience being human. So that's my choice. The apocalypse is here, baby. I'm with you. You can come to my house. We'll get all those zombies. Which, now that's an interesting, like the zombies are just these old parts of us, these old beliefs. But like, even, I don't think they come back to haunt you or come back to keep you stuck. Like I heard someone say, when you start to move forward, those old paradigms are going to come up because you'll be tested, or they're going to try to hold you back. And I'm like, okay, if you want to believe that, I don't want to believe that. That doesn't feel good. That means every time I move forward, something's going to try to come get me and hold me back. That's not going to make me want to move forward. So I'm like, okay, when I move forward, that's, again, our angels and guides going, what are we doing with this, babe? What do you want me to do with this? And they're here doing the heavy lifting and helping us. And it's tiring. Like when we free ourselves from the castle that we've been sleeping in this like dreamy state, look, it's just surrounded by pearls. I'm seeing like a relationship dynamic where someone just is anything you want, baby, like purse. I don't know. I don't even have a purse, so it must be significant. Buying you purses and pearls and jewelries and I don't even know, like lash extensions, and just feeling so regal and being dripping in diamonds and long stem roses and all these material things, and you still don't feel fulfilled. Something's missing, and it's that person. You want to connect in the you space of your desires that are intimate and emotional. They're not just material. And again, not even to demonize this and go material things are bad, because I don't think that. They all have energy. Everything has a mana, a spirit. every physical item has an energy, and it can invoke energies within us. So not to demonize that, but there's this like shifting of an era of going, okay, I've savored the material life and I've really just relished in it. And I want more now. I want to go deeper with myself in different areas. Maybe that's getting creative. Maybe that's a new career. Maybe it's a new relationship, a new friend, a new style. And you're like, I have been in this box, which is in the castle. I've been in this box for so long. Like, I don't even know how to like, where do I even start? Again, with this like fear of being judged, or not a fear. It's almost not a fear, it's a knowing. Yeah, bringing up the river, like there's this knowing that once you crack out of this egg, see, you're still like, you're just still in the egg. And I just watched The Land Before Time with my daughter, and there's, I don't know which one, Ducky maybe, and the spike is cracking out of the egg, and she goes on top of it. She goes, get up, come on, you're late. And so I'm seeing that, like, you're late, come on, crack open. Where your angels and guides are urging you, like, come on, do it. We're here. We are so much more powerful than material things. Like, we will help you soar. Trust us. And yes, that knowing of like, people are going to judge you because you know humanity. And going back to that like apocalypse of like choosing a new identity, choosing a new life. People have expectations. I'm kind of feeling like this like fatherly energy, patriarchal energy, that like masculine, do, go, hustle, grind. And you're like, but what if I just want to be chaotic and feel and figure it out? If you've ever seen Wanderlust, I'm just like, I feel like the Jennifer Aniston scene when they're in the car and she has all these different creative ideas and they're struggling. Now he's not bringing home the bacon. I think he lost his job, but he wants her to now bring home the bacon, and he's like, just pick one. And she's like, I can't. Like, people can't just force you into knowing what you want to do when you're in the exploration phase. Like, just pick one. Like, that sucks. That's not fun at all. You want to pick one when you're ready to pick one, not because you've been forced to. And there's just so many feels you're going through right now. Because again, that like knowing of judgment, because people are just gonna yap about it, because and again, it has nothing to do with you. The 4 agreements: don't take anything personal that comes out of another person's mouth or is shown in their behavior, because all it is a mirror telling you about them, and your life is a mirror for them to go deeper and learn more about them if they want to. Otherwise, people are just being activated and blaming you for it, and it is not your fault. It is not your fault at all. It is safe to come out of the egg. I love you and I see you. I love you and I see you. And this too, I don't know why I'm hearing like house broke. Like the castle, this like feeling like, oh, if I get this big extravagant house, and it's okay to want space for more people. Like I'm thinking even doing this video, however many people are watching it, 5, 50, I'd be grateful. I couldn't fit you guys in my living room right now. I could fit like 2 people in my living room. So like, what a gift that I have this platform where I can fit all y'all in my space. We're all together right now, and at any time that is convenient for you, because these connections are timeless. So like, yeah, you don't need to have the big house, have the big ring, have the fancy car to be worthy. And this is reminding me of a dream I had. Hold up. Okay, yeah, this was interesting. I'm just going to read it. Feels like your family set you back with material success. Like there was something about your family lineage, whether they spent all the money, had a lack mentality, didn't have access to resources, felt poor, like a really, I'm getting like knots in my stomach, just like knots in my stomach whenever money was talked about, and it was talked about a lot in front of you as a child. Like there was a lot of money stress. And so there's this frustration in adulthood of like, nobody ever taught me how to do this. Or like if somebody took care of you financially your whole life, never gave you access to your finances, so you didn't learn like all of the energy around money, paying bills, and now you're out on your own, you've left that castle, and you're like, oh my God, like I have a late bill? I didn't even know that it was due on a certain date. Like that kind of energy, just like totally feeling like, I didn't learn anything that could be of use, right? But Spirit's saying you did. You learned so much, because now and in the past, but feeling like now, you're learning grit and humility and resourcefulness. And that feels so good. Like, yes, it's like, okay, you're looking at the mountain and you're like, oh my God, that peak is high. And like, which direction do I take? Oh, that card just fell. So yeah. What, like how many snacks do I need? That would definitely be my question. How many snacks do I need to take me to the top? How much can I fit in this backpack without feeling weighed down? And it's so you go through this journey and you get to the top. And if you've ever hiked, oh yeah, I've hiked Pikes Peak in Colorado, 14,000 feet, baby. It took me 2 days, and I got to the top, and I saw people coming up on a trolley or a gondola to get to the view. They're about to stand out at the view and like take their pictures, and like I felt like I owned that mountaintop because I climbed up from the top. So I was like, get out of my picture, this is my mountaintop. Like what? Like there's like that competitive nature of like you don't deserve that view, I deserve this view, because it's like, what all that really is I felt so proud of myself for climbing up and for knowing the mountain. And I could then speak on like, oh yeah, this is what I would pack, this is what I didn't need. We stayed overnight at like this group lodge kind of vibe, and they cooked for us, and some parts of it felt really odd, sleeping in a big room with like families and grown men. When I was with them, it was just me and my girlfriend at the time. And yeah, just really, really, really interesting. So anywho, I'm getting off track. We get to the top, and the journey like genuinely was the reward. And seeing that view was like, it took your breath away, because I could see, I'm like, Mariah, that's who I went with. I'm like, Mariah, we started all the way down there. Like I couldn't even believe how small, like everything was like a little tiny ant. And so the mountain can look daunting. Whatever you've got going on, like learning all this stuff, doing it, it's like the grit. You don't even have to like try for the grit. You just got to put one foot in front of the other. And then when you get to that peak, that's when you're like, there's the grit. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, I'm going to savor that. Oh, I'm proud of myself. And the humility then of just, you're seeing the people maybe who are getting things easier than you, it feels like. Or, yeah, taking like the easy way. Or you just want to be taken care of. It's like, do you though? Do you? Because everything that you're learning and going through, all the emotions, like this horse over the river with the rainbow, like there's a storm and there's a rainbow. Like you are just learning how to embrace all of life. And I know the storm parts are like, ooh, I just want to be outside in the sun, okay? I remember going to Hawaii with Jeff for my 30th birthday. And when I went, when I was 29, it was like sunny the entire time. The Big Island was just like, sun, loved it. And then I'm like, we need to go there. We need to go back. We go for my 30th the next year. It rains the entire time, and there's a blizzard on the Big Island. And we were just like, I couldn't help but laugh. Because we're from a really snowy climate, and we went in December, because my birthday's December 9th, to get out of this space, and we have a blizzard. And we could have been like, oh my God, there's a blizzard. Let's just stay inside, and been bummed about it. But also, if you've ever been to Hawaii, even if there's a storm, it's still gorgeous. The energy is like, it's still beautiful when it releases. But anywho, it's like, I got excited. I got sidetracked with Hawaii. The rain, the cleanse, the storm. We have to find fun in those days too, right? Like we could play a game. We could go walk outside in the rain. We can do things that feel good to us, or, hear me out, we can just embrace the entire feeling. If we want to do something fun, we can, or we can just curl up in a blanket and feel it all. And now I'm feeling like, okay, I got sidetracked. So it's time for me to go into the cards, because I really feel that. I really feel that energy. And you know what? I'm just going to post all the decks that I use in the description box, like I always do, okay? So we've got Moderation. Ooh, with the hummingbirds. Moderation. One more card, please. Formation. I think I want another one. Consistency. Ooh, lots of sun I'm seeing. This is a beautiful card. I absolutely love this card. We've got the moon and the sun, the light and the dark. Okay, baby. Okay, baby. Okay, baby. Yeah, balance at the bottom of the deck. So this is telling me you are learning, like, okay, you're learning how to create form around that chaotic feminine, that chaos of emotion. Like, you're allowing the chaos in moderation. Like, it could have felt like it used to take you over, and now you're like, okay, I know I can dip my toe into that. I know I can dip my toe into that, because it's not darkness. It's the illuminated darkness, baby. It's showing me more about myself. Whew, so I'm like that little hummingbird. I can take a breath. I can just bzz over to this emotion, and then bzz over to that emotion, and then bzz over to that emotion. And in doing so, I'm learning my form. I'm learning how I show up, and I can be more consistently in flow, because I'm embracing the light and the dark. So when the dark comes, we're not just like, light. Like, no. We're like, okay. It's like when you see that storm coming across the lake or the ocean, if you've ever had the privilege of watching that, it's so beautiful. And you're like, okay, that storm's coming. I'm going to prepare. Maybe I don't want to lose my tapestry this time, so I'm going to bring it inside. I'm going to get myself a cup of tea. I'm going to sit on the porch and watch it. Yes, like, show me, because it's such a balance. Yeah, again with the light and dark. Wow, all these cards, like, ooh. And when you're in that balance, like, you're in that flow, and you're also getting done what you want, not what you have to do, but you're getting to do the things you want, and you're getting to feel the things you want to feel. Like, you are a magnet. That's what it is. You're just magnetizing everyone to you. Okay? Amazonite. Okay, that was on the top. I love this. I usually have it on this table, but it's on my altar right now. It's all about greater harmony and balance in your life. Be clear on what you want. Take the lead in expressing your desires with confidence, grace, and love. Regenerate your inner strength by spending time in nature. I create harmony with others and with my environment. Okay, wow, that regeneration word again. Yeah, it's like, I'm almost seeing, okay, you're at the top of the mountain, you're looking at the view, like you've made it, and you're regenerating the strength to climb back down. Because, you're like, okay, now we walk down. Now we walk down. And as I'm here talking about the gondola, Mariah and I, when we climbed Pikes Peak, we took the gondola down. We like hung out at the top, enjoyed it, but we didn't hike back down. And so that was the regeneration. It felt like a lot after 2 days to then hike 2 days down again. And we were like, oh, this feels so good. Let's now go down. And I traveled there to visit her. She lives there. I haven't spoken to her in a really long time now that we're talking about it. And so yeah, and even here we go again, like there's a little bit of grief for that friendship, you know, like, oh yeah, we haven't talked. It was just naturally, we just kind of drifted apart. And oh, sunstone. Yes. Okay, step up, shine bright, and become a better version of yourself. Let the world see the magnificent individual you truly are. A promotion, chance to lead, or an increase in prestige or responsibility surrounds you. Lighten up and find joy in every experience. Have you forgotten how to have fun? Play, dance, flirt, share jokes, and spread your cheer. Enjoy the present moment. Resolve family conflicts. Be creative. I feel my life growing, expanding, and thriving. Okay. Hold up. So this is, okay, going back to the storm is coming. You're feeling all the emotions. Okay, say it's discouraged. You feel discouraged. You feel sad. You feel grief, anger, angst, lots of complicated emotions. And you can also feel joy in that same moment. So if feeling those emotions is too much, we can add in some joy because we have access to everything at once, okay? And yep, Onyx. Onyx, you are protected, you are safe, okay? I am perfect as I am and I attract a perfect life, absolutely. And Sugilite, love surrounds you. I am deserving of love and feel the love that surrounds me each day. You are protected because you're surrounded by love. Okay, your own love is actually very potent and very strong. Like again, when you touched your own energy and you felt the essence of your own love, you were like, damn, I am a rainbow goddess. Holy guacamole. I am God. This is amazing, right? Like that total expansiveness. It's like anxieties just kind of went away. We felt that power. And then in that power, we started making moves, baby. We started doing things. And then we started to feel those anxieties surfacing again. Like, oh, again, they're like, okay, what are we going to do with this one, babe? What are we going to do with this one? Like, oh my gosh, people are going to judge me. Okay. How can I make this fun? Knowing that they're going to judge me. Do I need to surround myself with my besties? Do I need to surround myself with someone who loves me so much? I'm seeing 2 birds flying outside right now. It's like, how can I feel safe in being me? Butterfly transformation spirit. Blue butterflies. Blue butterflies. If you know, you know. We've been talking about blue butterflies on this channel. You are the pearl. And think about a clam. Like that friction, tension, pressure, stress, like that's what creates that beautiful pearl in the middle. And ooh, okay, this message, instead of someone giving you pearls and saying, here you go, here's your worth, you're going, I'm actually going to find my own worth and I am the fucking pearl. Thank you. I am the pearl. It's me. I don't need all this. Do I maybe desire all this? Yeah, and that's okay because I also desire me. I want to hang out with me. And I don't care what any of y'all say. That is true freedom. Being able to be yourself and not genuinely not caring what other people say. And there's always, like, we're a tribal species. So, like, when people start talking smack about us, there is definitely a primal, like, woo! Am I being, like, cut out of the tribe? But again, you're very safe in this lifetime to be you. And no, people only have as much power as you give them. They only have as much power as you give them. So acknowledge, like, okay, that doesn't feel good because of course a part of me cares and I'm going to do it anyway because it almost makes me want to do it more. Like, don't you guys have anything better to do? Go live your own life. And also knowing, okay, like, I'm just activating you guys for a reason. I don't know what that reason is. Maybe you do. And even assuming I know that reason, like, oh, she must be because XYZ. That's a mirror for me. That's my own mirror because I don't know those things about anybody. No, I do not. Okay. Ooh. Let's see what's going to come out of our Azure. Drastic changes. You may be going through a dark night of the soul. Okay, yes. Yes. Sharing that. All right, so, oh, I see you, okay? And everything you're going through, totally normal, totally natural. The dark night of the soul. I remember when I first just awakened to the spiritual realm and like feeling my own soul. And I remember learning how to breathe. I read Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now. And I was like, whoa, I can feel my own breath and heartbeat. This is wild. And people are like, just breathe. And I'm like, oh my God, you're so annoying. Just breathe. And then I did it and I was like, oh, this actually feels amazing. And I totally noticed my sympathetic nervous system kick in, which is just your chill parachute nervous system. And I was like, I'm addicted to this. I love breathing. I love breathing. I love meditation, which is just breathing and focusing on your breath or focusing on something else while you breathe. It's amazing. And then there's that like, oh my gosh, I can't unsee this. And now you're looking at everything differently. It really is shocking. And I felt so alone because I would want to like come to my friends at the time or my family and be like, oh my God, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Like this, I had this awakening. This is crazy. And they're like, okay, Kaya, she is nuts. And it took me, I was so alone. And I still feel, actually, I don't know if I could say that with truth. So I'm not. So drastic changes. Yeah, I don't feel alone. I couldn't even say it. That's actually really cool to know. I don't feel alone anymore. I'm very connected to my guides and community and my own voice, the essence of my love. And I still have those like totally dark and stormy days. I think I had this understanding of once I find my community and all these people to keep me safe, I won't have to feel these things anymore. And that just simply isn't true. It's not it. You still experience all. If you want to be human and you want to be here and you want to feel, you're safe to feel it all. I love you. Like, yes, accept it all with courage. Okay? Because you are, accept it all with courage, all of you, because you are manifesting your dreams and you are a leader. You're a leader. Okay, sea otter, you're manifesting your dreams. Water spirit, wow. And like this is kind of like, it feels like you're where you're at right now. Like you're in this snow globe. You've retreated and you're just like, what is happening? What is happening? It's like when Kristen Wiig is on the plane in Bridesmaids and the anti-anxiety meds hit her and she's like, I am Enrique Iglesias. You're like, I am Enrique Iglesias, what is going on? I don't even know myself anymore, but I love it and I'm feeling free, right? She's all like loopy, but then the plane, they're like, yeah, we can't be having you acting like this lady. So they shut the whole plane down. It's like, maybe you shut the whole plane down and you know what, that's okay. Yeah, the banishing ritual. Like, I don't know what the banishing ritual is, but I just got this deck. Oh yeah, and that's cool. These are both yellow. Like, negative energies are being banished from your life. Every time you choose you and you feel the emotions that have been deemed negative, if any emotion has been deemed negative, it's the deeming of the emotion as negative that is the negativity. Does that make sense? Yeah, like I'm thinking of Lilith in the story of Adam and Eve and how Lilith was made of the same dirt and she wanted equality. And just for her feminine femaleness, female nature, wanting equality, she was demonized. right? And it's like, no, that was the demonization. That was the negativity. Lilith wasn't negative. Lilith was like, I just want to feel equal. Like, you know, you and I were made from the same dirt, yo. Okay? So, like, let's not be all up in that. We're going to be grateful. And we're going to hold space for people that we love. And for right now, oh yeah, because the sun. Okay, hope, 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 hope. I just want to let you know, hope is coming in. Forgive yourself for anything that you need to forgive yourself for. Forgive others. Confirmation burp for anything. Because forgiveness is just calling your power back so that you can move forward. So that you don't have to dwell on the past. It's understanding your perspective about something and then writing a new narrative, writing a new story, because that is truly how free our perspective is. Yes, changes are happening for you. I love you. Big, big changes, like not little changes. And you're in this time right now of just like, oh my God, I'm tired. Like, can I just go back to my old life maybe? But no. You can't. You know that. You don't even want that. You don't even want that. You're just like, okay, I'm ready though for I'm ready for the sun to come. Again, when we know we're going to leave something and we're going to be free, we just like want to walk right into the sun. And sometimes it's like, okay, yeah, I got to walk to the sun. I got to get there. I got to get there. Oh, thank you. The situation will improve. Look at those dolphin water spirits. Dolphins are so significant right now. Very significant water animals, sea otters. Yeah, like look at, she's touching the light at the top of the surface. Like this river, we could feel like we're drowning. But once we get in the river, if we surrender, it will take us where we need to go. Those currents, those intuitive currents that are guiding you. Okay, that little nudge, it's guiding you towards improvement. It's guiding you towards sun so you can touch your own light. And I used to be like so annoyed when I'd get not the right time. I'd be like, well then when is the right time? Because I'm ready now, right? I'm like feisty. Like, oh, the impatience sometimes. But also trusting, like, okay, I got to stay positive, because if now was the right time, I would have, hold on a second. I would have that thing, not the right time. Okay, hold on. It's because I just don't like the word not. It feels very like, because like it's always the right time. I think it's always the right time. We can have anything we want right now. What I think this is saying is remain positive in divine timing. Yes, remain positive in divine timing. Okay, because I even think of this channel. If I started this channel 2 years ago, I would not be the same Kea that I am today, delivering these messages the way that I feel empowered and confident in doing so. My perspectives were very different. I feel like I had a lot of like judgmentalness still living within me that I would have probably denied. I feel like my heart really cracked itself open, and there was a recovery period for me. And then I was like, okay, I'm ready for big happy changes, baby. And I started looking for signs. I started looking for truth everywhere I went, and I started trusting. Okay? And then it got to a point where I was like, all right, we're going to do this. I'm not going to compromise any longer. I want to start the dang channel. I want to do the dang thing. And I'm not going to reconsider and reevaluate and do all this BS anymore, because it's the right time is now. I choose the right time. Yeah. And it really did. It had to feel right. Like people will say, oh, how did you get comfortable on camera? And I'm like, I don't even know. I just woke up one day after a day of just being in my pleasure and having fun and flirting and dancing. And I woke up and I had been contemplating this for years, decades. And I'm like, today is the day. It's the right time. I couldn't have chosen that day if my life depended on it. No, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I couldn't have chosen that day. I couldn't have known it was going to be that day. And even how obsessed I would be following astrology. And I'm like, the stars are going to tell me how to feel and what I should. Nothing is going to tell you how to feel. You are going to tell you how to feel. Because your feelings are going to emerge, and there's nothing you can do to like stop them or change them. I shouldn't say there's nothing you can do. Of course there are things you can do to stop them and change them. But do you really want to? Do you really want to, or do you want to feel the full essence of you and not be ashamed about it? Woo, fertility. Fertility, 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 fertility. What are we fertile for? Dynamic. Okay, we've gotten this card so many times. Oh, dynamic healing. Okay, you're fertile for dynamic healing. Okay, healing is harmonizing. It's when everything's like flowing in harmony. Like to heal is to feel, and you're feeling because you're allowing everything to rise and to surface and to be witnessed, and like that's the harmony of your body going, here's this, and you going, okay, and then you do something, and then here's this, the feminine flow, and then the masculine, okay, feminine flow, masculine do. Like it's this dance. And sometimes you're going, no, I'm just gonna be in my feminine flow for a minute. And that's cool. There's some things I need to learn there. And then, you know what? I need to be in my masculine right now. I got to get this done. I want to get this done. I want to commit to myself. I want to make sure that this business, this idea, this course, this child, like comes to life with my attention and care. And so I'm going to put like things in place for myself. That's like that masculine doing. And it's very dynamic. It's very dynamic because, again, you're a multidimensional being, but the willpower is there. That solar plexus chakra is activated, baby. I love it. And coherence at the bottom of the deck. Our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire, with sacral chakra underneath, which is all of our desires. And let me tell you, this harmonizing the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind, like they're always in harmony. They're always in harmony. Like your mind and your spirit and your feelings, like nothing is separate. That's illusion. So if you're feeling something and then there's a feeling of shame attached to it, the mind's like, nope, we're not feeling that. Or like fear, if fear is attached to it, nope, right? We're like running from our own selves or what have you. And so this like, that's where like, then there's that tension, pressure, stress, and friction going on inside of our bodies because our mind and our emotions are connected. And if our mind is on the perspective of like, don't feel, don't do that, shame, so is your heart. And that does not feel good. So when you're in the frequency of, okay, I'm going to choose harmony, that feels like I'm thriving, that feels more tonic than the disharmony of denying myself out of fear and shame. So there's harmony, trusting, disharmony, fear. Okay? It's really all that is. So yeah, you're like, okay, I'm willing to witness myself because that's bringing me to coherence, to understanding of who I am. And when you know who you are, again, who cares what other people say then? Because you know it's just a reflection of them. Because you're like, I actually love myself. And I love that part about myself. And you think it's silly that I'm doing YouTube? You think it's silly that I want to create art? Well, I don't think it's silly. And from my perspective, I feel sad knowing that people think that's silly because do they allow themselves to be creative? You think I'm chaotic with my emotions? Do you allow yourself to feel? And that's where my own perspective starts going. Those questions and that judging of the other is just going, wait, I'm actually really proud of this. I have self-pride. And I know that's in the ego, but we have an ego. We do. So if my ego is focused on allowing me to be authentic and allowing me to be me, I like my ego. My ego is in harmony. I love her. She is just giving me pleasure and joy and yes. Okay, so one final card we're going to pull from the Sedona Oracle. This is actually a deck from Sedona. My in-laws got it for me. And I feel the duck was like, I would like to be acknowledged before you pull from me. Thank you. Oh, I'm already feeling better. Are you feeling better? It felt so good to connect on here today. I was feeling like discouraged, and it's silly, you know, in this YouTube journey. And I know that there's a couple of you that are here that have been here since the beginning, and I just love and appreciate you so much because I don't feel alone in all of this. And going like, oh my gosh, my videos were getting like 45 to 65 views, or my shorts were like a couple hundred, and then I had a week of like 12 views, and it felt like it took all week to crawl to 12, and then I had like 20 views on one of my shorts, and I was like, oh, should I have added this, and let me just experiment with a couple things, and I like tried a couple things out, posting wise, and just to see how they felt, and in that experimentation phase of like, what did I do wrong, right? Like, why? And it's like, you didn't do anything wrong. Rain just came out. Gifts. Rain. Okay, the water, the gifts. I kind of want to read this. Here it is. Rain. The most precious gift in the desert is water. We never know when or how much we will see. Rain is always welcome in the desert. Whether virga, that only moistens the sky without touching the ground, or monsoon rains that cleanse the air and fills the dry washes with roaring rivers. Gifts can be most precious when least expected. Okay, yes, so this is going back to what I was saying with YouTube. You know, there's that like dopamine high of like publish, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna fall in love with all these people, and all these people are gonna see it, and they're gonna love it, and we're gonna be soul family, and we're just gonna eat a rainbow cake. And there's like that expectation, right? Like the expectation of manifestation work, but then the ego going, and it's gonna be with this video, and it's gonna be now. And it's like, that was just one of my days in the desert where the Virga moistened the sky. You know, 12 people came across my video, and it was the exact 12 people that needed to hear it. And everyone else's energy in the world was given and received. That feels way better, the synergistic. Everyone else's energy was given and received where it needed to be. And that's beautiful. And it didn't need to be on my video so that I could feel validated. Like I could say, oh yeah, I'm doing this for myself. And I'm doing this for myself. And I've been saying that I'm doing this for myself. And that if I even connect with one person, that's great. And then you start, and I'm like, okay, I'm connecting with people. This feels good. And God, can I have more? I want more. I desire more, please. I desire more, please. Roadrunner. Trust and knowledge. And I'm like, like the Roadrunner, like, let's go now. Let's fucking go. I just have like that energy. And they're like, okay, just, Kaya baby, I know it feels blank right now. You've just started a fresh slate. You're just at the journey. You just got out the castle, okay? You just started climbing this mountain. And that's why I showed up today anyway. I showed up despite the discouragement because I'm like, I know that there's unexpected blessings. And I committed to this, and I know it makes me feel good. It makes me feel amazing. So what? Because the external world didn't validate enough, I'm gonna just like say, maybe I'll just do a video Friday. Nobody cares anyway. Why? I care. So I am going to unexpect the unexpected. I'm going to embrace this blankness, this like just putting one foot in front of the other, going in the direction that feels best for me, trusting myself, knowing that there's a higher power that is within me that is guiding this whole journey, that has guided you here with me today. And I say thank you. And even if it's my own soul watching my own video and receiving the messages on my heart, thank you, soul self, and I love you too. And you are enough. And with that, I will end the video. Love and peace to you all. Chaos to you all. Congratulations on feeling. Welcome to life. I love you so much.